Welcome back to Stoic Wisdom TV. Hey there, let's talk about something every guy has wondered at some point. Is she into me? Or am I just reading too much into things? We've all been there at those moments where you catch a vibe, a look, a touch, and you're left wondering if it's a green light or just your imagination running wild. Sometimes the signals are loud and clear, but more often than not, they're subtle. And most guys miss them because they're not looking for the right signs. Today, we're diving deep into 7 undeniable signs that a woman is attracted to you on a physical end. Emotional level signs that she might be open to taking things further. But we're not just going to list them out. We're going to explore these signals through the lens of Stoicism, an ancient philosophy that's all about staying grounded, mastering your emotions, and seeing the world with clarity. By the end of this, you'll not only know how to spot her interest, but you'll also know how to respond like a stoic monk, calm, confident, and in control. Let's get started. First up, let's talk about eye contact. It's one of the most powerful ways humans connect without saying a word. When a woman holds your gaze for longer than what feels normal, it's not just casual interest, it's a sign of something deeper. Picture this. You're at a coffee shop, chatting over a latte, and instead of glancing away after a few seconds like most people do, she locks eyes with you. The moment stretches 5 seconds, 6, maybe more, and there's this unspoken intensity in the air. Maybe she even smiles softly or tilts her head, making the moment feel intimate, like the rest of the world just fades away. From a Stoic perspective, this is where your awareness comes into play. Stoicism teaches us to be present, to observe the world around us with clarity and without getting swept up in emotion. Marcus Aurelius, the Stoic Roman emperor, often wrote about the importance of seeing things as they are, not as we wish them to be. That lingering eye contact, it's not random, it's intentional. She's inviting you into her space, testing your confidence, and seeing if you'll meet her energy. She's saying, without words, I'm interested. Do you see it? Now, a lot of guys might get flustered hair, look away too quickly, laugh nervously, or overthink the moment. But a Stoic man stays grounded. You don't shy away from her gaze, but you don't overreact either. You hold the eye contact, letting it linger naturally, showing her that you're comfortable with attention. This isn't about staring her down. Like a creep, it's about reflecting the same level of calm confidence she's offering. Her lingering gaze is an invitation, and by meeting it with your own steady presence, you're signaling that you're on the same wavelength. Stoicism reminds us to be in the moment, to read the cues others give us, and to respond with intention, not impulse. So, next time you catch her locking eyes with you, don't second guess it. Stay composed, meet her gaze, and let your confidence do the talking. Next, let's talk about touch. Physical touch is one of the most direct ways people communicate attraction. And when a woman touches you in a way that feels intentional, it's a big sign she's interested. I'm not talking about a quick, friendly pat on the back. You mean the kind of touch that lingers just a second longer than it needs to, or happens more often than you'd expect. Think about those moments when she casually places her hand on your arm while you're talking, brushes her fingers against your shoulder as she laughs at your joke, or rests her hand on your knee for a brief moment during a conversation. These aren't accidents, they're signals. I remember a buddy of mine, Jake, who went on a date with a woman he'd been crushing on for a while. They were in a bar, chatting over drinks, and he noticed she kept finding reasons to touch him, lightly tapping his arm when she made a point, brushing against him when she reached for her drink. At first, he thought it was just her being friendly, but by the 3rd or 4th time, he realized there was something more to it. That intentional touch was her way of saying, I'm comfortable with you, and I want to see how you respond. Stoicism teaches us to be aware of the present moment, to notice the details others might miss. Epictetus, another Stoic philosopher, emphasized the importance of perception, seeing things clearly without letting our emotions cloud the picture. When a woman touches you like this, she's testing the waters. She's seeing if you're open to a deeper connection, if you're comfortable with her getting closer. A Stoic man doesn't get swept up in excitement or overthink the gesture. Instead, you recognize it for what it is, a sign of attraction, an invitation to take things further. The key here is to stay composed. Don't pull away nervously, but don't overreact by jumping the gun either. If she's touching you, she's already showing interest, so there's no need to force anything. Respond with the same calm energy, maybe a subtle smile, a relaxed posture, or a light touch in return if the moment feels right. Stoicism isn't about ignoring the signals, it's about mastering how you respond to them. By staying grounded, you show her that you're confident and in control, which only deepens her attraction. Here's a sign that's a little more direct. She makes an effort to talk to you in private. When a woman intentionally creates opportunities for one-on-one time, it's a strong indicator of her interest. This isn't just about avoiding distractions, it's about building a more intimate connection, both emotionally and potentially physically. Think about those moments when she suggests stepping outside for some fresh air at a party, asks to grab a coffee, just the two of you, or starts texting you late at night when no one else is around. These aren't random acts, they are deliberate moves to get your undivided attention. I'll never forget a situation I witnessed with my friend Ryan. He was at a group hangout, and there was this woman he'd been talking to for a while. Everyone was laughing and having a good time. But at one point, she leaned over and said, "Hey, it's getting loud in here, want to step outside for a bit?" They ended up talking on the patio for over an hour, just the two of you. And the vibe was completely different, more personal, more charged. That move wasn't about escaping the noise. It was about creating a space where she could connect with him on a deeper level. From a Stoic perspective, this is a moment to practice self-awareness and clarity. Stoicism teaches us to understand the intentions behind people's actions, to see the bigger picture without getting caught up in the moment. When a woman seeks privacy with you, she's showing vulnerabilities, putting herself out there, testing if you're willing to meet her halfway. She wants to know if you'll reciprocate her interest, if you're open to exploring the chemistry in a more personal setting. A Stoic man doesn't rush to conclusions or get overly eager. Instead, you stay grounded and observant. Recognize the opportunity for what it is, an invitation to connect more deeply. Engage with her in that private space, listen, be present, and let the conversation flow naturally. You don't need to force anything or make a big move right away. The fact that she's seeking you out is already a green light. By staying calm and composed, you show her that you're mature, confident, and capable of handling the intimacy she's offering. That's the kind of energy that builds attraction. Body language is one of the most powerful indicators of attraction. And when a woman is interested in you on a deeper level, her body will often speak before her words do. Stoicism encourages us to pay close attention to nonverbal cues, because they reveal what someone truly feels, even if they're not saying it out loud. So, what should you be looking for? Start with how she positions herself around you. Does she lean in closer when you talk, breaking that personal space barrier? Leaning in is a subconscious way of creating intimacy. It shows she's comfortable and wants to be near you. Or maybe she mirrors your movements when you lean back. She does too when you laugh. She matches your energy. Mirroring is a sign she's in sync with you, seeking a connection. Another telltale sign is how she plays with her hair or touches her face. These gestures might seem innocent, but they're often subconscious expressions of nervous excitement. When a woman is attracted to you, she becomes more aware of her appearance, adjusting her hair or fidgeting in a playful, flirty way. Then there's the way she positions her body. If her legs are crossed and pointed toward you, or if her feet are angled in your direction, it's a sign her body is oriented toward what she desires you. Add in frequent eye contact, a coy smile, or a slight tilt of her head, and you've got a clear signal she's inviting more interaction. I remember a date I went on a few years back where the woman I was with kept doing all of these things, leaning in, playing with her hair, pointing her body toward me. At first, I wasn't sure if I was reading it right, but by the end of the night, it was obvious she was into me. Her body language was practically shouting it. Stoicism teaches us to remain calm and composed even when we notice these cues. You don't want to get overly eager or reactive that can come off as desperate. Instead, observe without attachment. Recognize her flirtatious body language for what it is, a sign of attraction, an invitation to engage. Respond with confidence, may lean in a little yourself, match her energy with a smile, or keep the conversation light and playful. The key is to act when the time is right, not out of impulse. A Stoic man knows how to read the room and respond with intention, building intrigue and mutual attraction without rushing things. Compliments are a clear form of flattery, but when it comes to attraction, they carry a deeper meaning. If a woman is regularly complimenting your appearance, it's a strong sign she's paying extra attention to how you look and, more importantly, how you make her feel. These aren't just casual comments like, "nice shirt." I'm talking about personal, frequent compliments that hint at her physical and emotional attraction. Maybe she says something like, "You always smell so good," or "I love the way you carry yourself, it's so confident." Or perhaps she comments on your physique. "Have you been working out? You look great." These compliments aren't just about your looks, they are about her admiration for your presence, your energy, the way you make her feel. You might notice she says these things during more intimate moments, like when it's just the two of you, making them even more meaningful. I had a coworker once who kept complimenting my style every time I wore a new jacket or got a haircut. She'd notice and say something. It wasn't until later that I realized she was dropping hints of her interest. Stoicism teaches us to remain unaffected by praise or criticism, but that doesn't mean ignoring the intent behind the words. Epictetus often spoke about discernment and the deeper meaning of what people say and do. When a woman compliments your appearance frequently, she's signaling that she is attracted to you on a deeper level. She's drawn to your confidence, your presence, and she's letting you know it in a subtle way. A Stoic man doesn't let this inflate his ego, but he doesn't ignore it either. You acknowledge the compliment with a simple, "Thanks, I appreciate that," and keep the conversation flowing. By staying grounded, you show her that you're confident without being arrogant, which only makes you more attractive. One of the clearest signs a woman is interested in taking things to a physical level is when she starts bringing up sexual topics or innuendos in conversation. This isn't something that happens by accident, it's a calculated move. Women are often more subtle than men when expressing their desires, and by introducing these subjects, she's testing the waters, gauging your reaction, and seeing if you're comfortable with the idea. She might not come right out and talk about sex explicitly, at least not at first. Instead, she might drop hints, a playful remark with a flirty undertone, a reference to something provocative from a movie or song, or a teasing comment that has a double meaning. For example, maybe you're talking about a new show you're watching, and she says, "Oh, that scene was so steamy that you think." Or she might share a funny story that has a suggestive edge, watching to see how you respond. These are signals of comfort, and openness is trying to see if you'll pick up the vibe and reciprocate. From a Stoic perspective, this is a moment to practice self-control and mindfulness. Stoicism teaches us not to get carried away by our emotions or desires, but to stay in control of ourselves. When a woman brings up sexual topics, a Stoic man doesn't jump in eagerly or shy away awkwardly. Instead, you listen carefully, observe her body language, and respond thoughtfully. Maybe you smile and say, "Yeah, that scene was pretty intense," keeping the tone light but engaged. Or you match her playful energy with a teasing comment of your own, showing her you're comfortable with the topic without pushing too far. The key here is discernment. Her openness about sexual matters is an invitation for a deeper connection, a green light, but one that requires patience. By keeping your cool and engaging thoughtfully, you show her that you're not just interested in her body, you understand her signals on a deeper, more mindful level. Stoicism isn't about ignoring attraction. It's about mastering how you respond to it, ensuring your actions align with your values and intentions. Finally, let's talk about proximity. When a woman is attracted to you, She'll often find ways to be physically close to you, even in situations where it's not strictly necessary. This isn't about her just happening to be nearby, it's about her making a conscious effort to close the distance between you. Maybe you're at a group event and she chooses to sit right next to you, her shoulder brushing against yours. Or you're walking together and she stays closer than she needs to, her arm occasionally grazing yours. Perhaps she finds excuses to be near you, like offering to help you with something or standing close while you're talking, even when there's plenty of space around. I remember a time when I was at a friend's barbecue, and this woman I'd been talking to kept finding reasons to be near me. If I was grabbing a drink, she'd show up to help me carry something back. If I was sitting on the patio, she'd pull up a chair right next to me, even though there were plenty of other spots. By the end of the night, she was sitting so close our legs were touching, and it was clear she wanted to be in my space. That physical closeness was her way of signaling interest, of creating a sense of intimacy without saying a word. Stoicism teaches us to be aware of our surroundings and the people in them. Marcus Aurelius often wrote about the importance of perception, seeing things clearly and understanding their meaning. When a woman makes an effort to be physically close to you, she's showing that she's comfortable with you, that she wants to feel your presence. It's a subtle but powerful sign of attraction, one that invites you to reciprocate her energy. A Stoic man doesn't overreact to this, doesn't pull away nervously or come on too strong. Instead, you stay calm and present, letting the closeness happen naturally. If it feels right, you might lean in a little closer yourself or let your hand rest near hers, creating a mutual sense of connection. The key is to respond with intention, not impulse. Her proximity is a sign she's open to more, and by staying composed, you show her that you're confident and capable of handling the intimacy she's offering. Now that we've covered these 7 signs: lingering eye contact, intentional touch, private conversations, flirtatious body language, frequent compliments, sexual topics, and physical closeness, you've got a clear picture of what to look for. If you're noticing these signals from a woman, there's a good chance she's attracted to you and open to taking things further. But here's where Stoicism makes all the difference. A true Stoic doesn't rush in blindly or chase after her. You observe with patience, reflect on the situation, and act with calm, collected confidence. Rushing things or getting swept up in emotions can lead to missteps. Maybe you misread a signal and come on too strong, or you let your excitement make you seem desperate. But when you approach attraction through a Stoic lens, you make decisions with clarity. You're not desperate for validation, and you don't need to chase, because you trust the process. She is already showing interest, so there's no need to force anything. Timing, as with all things, is crucial. Let me share a quick story to drive this home. A friend of mine, Dave, had been talking to a woman he met through mutual friends. He noticed a lot of these signs: lingering eye contact, playful touches, flirty comments, but he wasn't sure how to proceed. He'd been burned in the past by moving too fast, so he decided to take a step back and approach it with a Stoic mindset. He stayed calm, didn't rush to make a move, and focused on being present in their interactions. Over a few weeks, her signals got stronger, started texting him more, finding excuses to hang out, even bringing up more suggestive topics. When the moment felt right, he asked her out, and she said yes without hesitation. By staying patient and composed, he let the attraction build naturally, and it paid off. Stoicism teaches us that we can't control others or their behaviors, but we can control how we react. When it comes to attraction, this mindset is key. If you've noticed these signs in a woman, understand that she is likely sending you a clear signal that invites a deeper connection. But don't let that go to your head. Stay grounded, be mindful, and act when the time is right. A Stoic man knows his worth, doesn't need to chase, because he's already the prize. So, how do you put this into practice? First, start paying attention to the women in your life. Are you noticing any of these signs? Maybe there's someone you've been talking to who's been dropping hints, and you just haven't picked up on them yet. Take a step back, observe, and see if these signals are there. If they are, you've got an opportunity to build on that attraction. Second, practice your Stoic mindset. When you notice these signs, don't let your emotions take over. Stay calm, stay present, and respond with intention. If she's giving you lingering eye contact, meet her gaze with confidence. If she's touching you, let the moment happen naturally without overreacting. If she's seeking private conversations, engage with her fully, showing her you're interested without rushing things. The goal is to build a connection that feels mutual and organic, not forced. Finally, trust the process. Attraction isn't something you can force, it's something that grows over time. By staying composed and confident, you create an energy that's magnetic. Women are drawn to men who know their worth, who don't need to chase or beg for attention. A Stoic man leads with clarity and purpose, and that's what makes him irresistible. If you found value in this breakdown of Stoicism and attraction, I'd love to hear your thoughts. Have you noticed any of these signs in your own life? How did you handle it? Drop a comment below and share your story. It could help someone else who's navigating the same situation. And if you want more insights on how to apply Stoic principles to relationships, self-improvement, and everyday life, consider subscribing and hitting the notification bell so you don't miss the next piece of wisdom. Let's keep growing together, building lives of purpose, clarity, and strength. Because at the end of the day, a Stoic man doesn't just attract the right people, it becomes the kind of man others are drawn to naturally. If this message resonates with you, please like, share, and subscribe for more content that will help you create the life you truly deserve. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.